Notebook Wagering, August 15th, and go.
The Bulls have 3 seconds to try a shot and try to win the game.
This is the Notebook Wagering Show on the Wild Style Network. Here are your hosts, Q, Smitty, Matt, and J Cam.
Hey, what's going on? Thursday night, Notebook Wagering. We got the whole team here. Last week, man, we had a little tropical storm. It's a nice night now. It's a little warm still in here, Justin.
Yes, it is.
Well, we got Justin in studio. We got Maddie. Maddie had a week off. What's going on, boys? Justin, how you doing?
I'm doing good, other than it being hot in here.
Yeah. We just said we can't wait until it's like winter. Because I said, man, I actually wear like little jackets or pullovers and everything like that. And now, it's a lot better than it was last week.
Yeah.
Last week was tough. Maddie, what's going on up in Pittsburgh?
Beautiful weather up here. Not too hot, finally. Looks like we got a little break in the heat because we were getting scorched. We got early football. We got baseball to talk about, some day games, some big news going on. Big injuries already in the NFL, so let's roll.
Let's go. Yeah, there's game Thursday night. So if you're going to join the chat, join the chat. Let's talk some sports for about an hour. Anything you want us to talk about, if we have, put it in the chat and we'll talk about it. So, yeah, I played tonight's game. We'll get it in the first week, but let's go. We are in second week here. Thursday night, you got the Eagles, New England. Little line change. It was Eagles opening up now at New England. And, again, I think it's one of these things that you got a team that's trying to prove something here. I don't think they're going to be very good in the regular season. Eagles are. So I missed it. Better number last night. It was a little higher this afternoon. So I just played New England minus, I think it was 1.5, minus 115. I gave it out on social media. They were driving, and I think they turned it over. Now it's 3. Justin, 3-0 still?
Yeah, 3-0.
3-0. Who has the ball?
New England has the ball.
Eagles about to punt, or may have just punted.
Okay, so let's go. I don't know. Let's go. So I do have some numbers here. I know Maddie put some bets down, did pretty well over the weekend. I think I finished like 7-5. I did some teasers. I did some different things, money line parlay. But here's some numbers from week 1. Those NFL preseason line moves of 1.5 or more points went 1-9 ATS. So I know I was on a couple of those. I know the Colts on Sunday was a little bit of a line movement, and they didn't look very good. So that's another one. Dogs of the week were 11-6, and the unders were 12-5. So, Maddie, I'll start with you. And we're going to break down the rookie quarterbacks, a little bit of action they did. But anything jump out in week 1 with you?
You just said it. The rookie quarterbacks actually jumped out a lot. A lot of playing time, which is good. I think they need it. We're going to see Drake May here in a second. I'll touch on this game. Of course, I grabbed this early today. I took the over. I was on the opposite side. I got over 34.5. It jumped up to 35.5. So I was like, I'm looking good. Yeah, Jacoby Brissett with a pick, almost a pick 6 inside the 5 or 10 or whatever. I was like, not good. So I should be sitting on 10 instead. I'm sitting on 3 and probably looking at an under here.
Yeah, I'd be winning right now if that. Nice, good job. Good
Yeah,
job. Nice pass there. So, all right, so let's go into this. Let's start with the Commanders. That was an early Saturday game. That's both your guys' teams. So I'll go with Justin here. Daniels was only 2 of 3, 45 yards. I watched briefly. I don't think I saw him do anything. Justin, I don't know if you watched, but overall, good performance. How do you feel about the team? They did lose 20-17.
I thought he played pretty good. I mean, he didn't play very long, but he had a nice pass. I want to say it was like 30 yards, and then he ran the ball in for a touchdown. So he did pretty good. I wish they would have played him a little bit longer, but overall, I think the team played pretty good.
Okay, they do play Miami coming up Saturday, 7 p.m. down in Miami. Maddie, that's your team too. Overall, what's your overall thoughts with Daniels?
Yeah, I thought he looked great. I mean, commanded the offense. His only drive, 11 plays, 70 yards, and a touchdown. That's pretty dang good in my opinion. So first action against probably the Jets. I'm not going to say all their A starters. Like, I don't know if Sauce was out there. I didn't actually catch the game because I was out and about. But that's a great start. That's a great builder. Hopefully, Quinn can keep it going. I mean, they have the youth and the talent, so I like what they're doing. There's a real battle though if you're like a fantasy guy, even just a Commanders fan. For the wide receiver too is a tight battle going on right now. That's the big one to watch in their camp.
All right. Yeah, what's going on, Ken? Thanks for being here, man. Yeah, Ken, let's just jump right to what you said there. Feel bad for JJ. And if you know what he's talking about, that's JJ McCarthy. I know all three of us are Michigan fans. We really liked him last year, winning the national championship for the Wolverines. Yeah, JJ had pretty good numbers. They did beat the Raiders 24-23. McCarthy was 11 out of 17, 188, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. The INT was a bad throw. But, you know, can you say some mop-up time a little bit, some garbage time? I know the guys on VSiN were saying, like, the Raiders should have been having the ball. He shouldn't even, like, some of those stats wouldn't have been there. But injury to him, overall, it sounds like he'll be out all year. I mean, Minnesota always has. They just have bad luck, it seems like. Matty, what do you think overall with McCarthy? And I'll get Justin's point of view with that, too.
Yeah, it's a shame, man. He had some good drives as well. He had a long pass, 45-yard touchdown, another pass, 33-yard touchdown. Those are good no matter who you're actually playing against, because I'm sure he doesn't have the best O-line in front of him. So it's a good matchup, basically, as he's going one-on-one against an equal-rated team on the other side. Great learning. I feel horrible for him because I guess maybe his knee was dirty. Like, you hear that inside, and I think that's why they didn't even expect it to need a full year. But I guess when they went in and cleaned it up, it may have been maybe some scar tissue in there from prior injuries. Who knows? But yeah, he's going to sit all year. That stinks. So it's the Sam Darnold show in Minnesota. I don't even know who backs up
I was
him
going to just say,
anymore.
Justin, can you get that up? Who is
Oh,
the
it's Jaron Hall, the kid from BYU, who played last year
yeah.
and didn't do too well.
Yeah, because what I've been hearing, Sammy Boy's been throwing some bad INTs in practice. Like,
Yeah. And now they have Nick Mullins too. Not to interrupt.
Okay, so this should be a little friendly bet. How long does Darnold hold that job?
3 weeks.
3. Justin, what are you going? What are you going? I'm gonna try to write this down. Matt says 3 weeks. Anybody in the chat, throw it. Matt's on 3 weeks. Justin, what do you got?
I think they're going to give it to him for the year with JJ out. I mean,
You think he's gonna last all year?
yeah,
Wow. Okay.
they'll get a high draft pick.
All year, man. I'm gonna say I'll go 6. Let's go 6 weeks. I'll go 6 weeks, and then they'll get rid of him. I don't know. I don't think he's going to last too long there. So, all right. So let's go Bears. Here's another one. I lost this one. I jumped on the Bills. That was a line movement. And like I said, it didn't go well. I mean, the line 1-9 ATS, and the Bills looked real bad. Bears put it on them 33-6. Caleb Williams, Ken's favorite guy in the NFL. I know we're going to send him, I think, a signed jersey for Christmas. 4-7, 95 yards. I mean, are we on this Bears? I mean, is everyone on this show, like Maddie and Justin, are you thinking this is a lot of people, this is a bet team. A lot of people are thinking about, is this a team that's going to go over their win total? They do have a good defense. They got some people on offense. Are you high on the Bears? Justin, do you think the Bears are going to be a lot? I mean, they'll probably be better than they were last year, but do you think they're going to be a playoff team to close to a double-digit win team?
I'm not sure about a playoff team, but I mean, man, their defense looked good. They had 2 guys that had 2.5 sacks. One of them is a rookie that they just drafted in the 5th round. Another guy, I want to say he might be an undrafted free agent, that had a pick 6. I mean, their defense looks good. I feel like they'll be an 8-9 win team, but I don't know about making the playoffs. I'm not sure.
Okay, Matty, what do you got on the Bears?
I think they have the line right. It's going to be a sweat for them to get over. I don't think they make the playoffs this year, but I like what Caleb Williams has shown. They gave him the weapons, so that's good. It's I mean, I don't know if you guys watched the Hard Knocks, and that coach Eberflus, man, he is a dud. So, I think actually if they fail, and by fail I don't mean winning 9 games, but I think if they don't make the playoffs, I think it's time for him to go because they've loaded up. So they got DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Roma Dunze. That's a great 1, 2, 3. Cole Kmet, Gerald Everett, tight end. Their O line still has some question pieces. They're really young though. Braxton Jones, Tevin Jenkins, and Darnell Wright are all young. I think Ryan Bates is a long tenure. I'm not sure about Nate Davis, and their defense is way improved. That Montez Sweat signing from Washington last year, the trade, man, that turned out well for them. Hopefully, the Commanders can turn that into their favor. And the key thing too is they actually have decent backups. So if something happens to Caleb, we saw Brett Rippon light it up, and Tyson Bagent played okay last year. So thumbs up, Bears. I don't think they get the playoffs though because I think the Lions and Packers are still better.
Yeah, Rippon. That was that Hall of Fame game that didn't make the entire the entire game, but yeah, I think he threw 3 touchdown passes. Zipping all
Probably at least 2. So
yeah. And too with some of these lines, we'll get into. We got one more here, but you got to keep an eye, like we said, who's quarterbacking, who has the motivation. Some of the teams that might not be good in the regular season might be a little bit more motivated right now. Teams that are real good. And I got a good, what I heard, I was telling Justin off air about, we'll talk about Rams here in a second. I think this is kind of amusing that I heard. So let's go one more with Bo Nix. Bo Nix. Woo. Man, I threw a little teaser on the Colts and I had the under in that game. And that was, that was one I lost too. Denver 34-30. Man, that seemed like a Toledo Kent State Tuesday night game. That was high scoring all over the place. Bo Nix 15 of 21, 125 yards and 1 touchdown. You got Bo Nix, Zach Wilson. Who's the other quarterback on that team?
Jarrett Stidham.
Stidham, yeah. So, all right, guys, let's do this with the Bo Nix. I've always kind of defended Bo Nix on this show over the years. When he was at Auburn, when he went to Oregon, but a lot of people said didn't seem like it was quick reads, especially at Oregon. Oregon, he was just catching the ball, looking one way and gunning it. But is Denver on to something here with Bo Nix? Maddie, I'll start with you. Is he going to win the starting job? I'm not high on Denver. I think Denver's going to be really bad. But what do you think, Maddie, with Bo Nix and the Broncos?
I think that's the big question. Is he going to get the starting gig? Because obviously Peyton likes him. And Stidham really didn't do anything to show. Supposedly, though, Peyton likes Zach Wilson, too, and said he's shown a lot. So this could be really interesting. If you gave me that mysterious $100 bet of who I would put it on to be the starter game 1, I actually would put it on Bo Nix. He's 24. He's played in the pro offenses in college. Auburn for a while with Malzahn, I believe, and then Oregon with their high tempo offense. So I think he's got the goods. I don't like that he's 24 and basically was in college for 6 years playing quarterback. It's kind of like the Kenny Pickett train, but I think he showed more than Kenny Pickett has in like 1 game. So I'm going to say, yeah, I think Bo Nix is going to be the week 1 starter.
All right. Justin, what do you think? Who's going to be quarterbacking in Denver?
I agree. I think he's going to be week 1 starter. I think Sean Payton may have his next Drew Brees the way he looked. We'll see how that turns out. He plays like him.
Yeah, I like Bo Nix. Now let's go to the chat. Ken says, O-line not very good in Chicago. That's more points than Denver scored in 4 games last year. I don't know if that's a good thing. Is that a rip, Ken? Is that on Russell Wilson maybe too, that he wasn't putting points up and now he might be the starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I don't know if I like that or not, but
I love him.
Hey, Matt, you watch your mouth. I think Denver is bottom 3 teams in the NFL. Yeah, I do too, Ken. I don't think their defense, what I'm hearing from a lot of shows, I don't think their defense is going to be very good. I think they're going to give up a lot of points. Now, can Bo Nix, if he gets in there, could he put up some good numbers this year? Because they're throwing the ball a lot and they have to catch up. Maybe taking a little ticket maybe on rookie, MVP or rookie, of the year and stuff on that. So, all right, let's go really quick. That's week 1 kind of recap. We got the game tonight. It's 3-3 right now. Come on, New England. Somehow get another field goal, go up 6-3 in looks like a JV football game Thursday night. But I did put down a couple. Let's go Steelers. They play the Bills, 7 p.m. Good line movement. Now, this is last night. It went open at 1.5. Steelers are up to -4.5. Steelers didn't look great. I watched a little bit of it. Fields had some issues with the center when they got the rookie kid in from West Virginia. It seemed like it went a little better. Allen, the veteran, played pretty well and mop up there. So we'll see. I think Russell Wilson's supposed to get some snaps. I would say Justin Fields, I hope, gets some snaps with this. But I did play something, so I am going to give it a play. I did this last night. I did money line parlay. I took the Steelers and I took the Browns. Browns did not play very good in week 1. That was a little bit of a line movement. So I matched up last night, Browns, Steelers, money line parlay plus 105. So that one is in. So right now I got 2 plays. I got the first half, New England for week 2, and I got the Browns, Steelers money line. And you know me, I'm going to add a lot more. So that one, any likes in that game, Matt?
No, not yet. Not yet. We got to
can't
date
sell
it.
you on that great Steeler offense yet, can I?
No, so I want to touch on that real quick.
Okay, go for it.
So you know me and these quarterbacks, and then all these Brandon Ayuk rumors are driving me absolutely insane. Just like you and I, and even Dr. Brent have said for years now, that O-line is still suspect. And if you're going to shuffle out Dan Moore, Nate Herbig, so I don't know if the fumbles from Fields were on the center or on Fields or both. Who knows? I thought James Daniels actually played pretty well. I thought Broderick Jones played pretty well. You summed it up. I thought Zach Frazier was better than Herbig when he played. And now I see that Troy Fautanu injured, questionable for the start of the season now with a knee, I believe, which is...
It sounds like he's going to be fine. They said
I agree.
By
but
season.
those big guys,
he's going to be ready.
Yeah, the big guys scare me, though. I think they got to fix that front line. If they can fix the front line, I think they'll be fine. I think they'll be on there like Winto around 9 again. Like I said, this is a 9-8 ceiling team for me. I don't think they have any flash on offense, though. I think teams are going to kind of stack the box, and it's going to have to be a George Pickens, Van Jefferson, Calvin Austin wide receiving core. Boy, is that different than Chicago's wide receiver core. The defense is still going to be good. That Keanu Benton's really good, and he's got a lot of upside. Queen and then the Peyton Wilson, I think, are going to hammer some people in the middle. So hopefully that gives the corners a little time to, like, Porter's a good corner. The other guy I'm not so sure about, Dante Jackson. I think he came from Carolina, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where
so
he came from,
I think
Carolina.
the Steelers are going to be fine, but it's the O-line and the quarterback. What's going to happen?
Okay. I just want to do, and I'll get Justin involved here too with that, or even the next game I want to bring in too, because I'm eyeing up this one too. But Pack Attack, good one. Bottom 3, I think very good bottom 3. Denver, New England, Panthers. Justin, what do you think? Pretty good bottom 3 there for the league?
Yeah.
You got, I mean, New England, I just can't see. I don't see yet anything New England for offense. I don't see the weapons too. And Matty, great point. I mean, this Ayuk deal. I mean, good Lord Almighty, man. What have we heard more over the summer? Mm-hmm. Him getting traded, or Jennifer Lopez or Ben Affleck getting divorced again? I mean, that's what everyone. I mean, this Ayuk thing. I mean, goodness gracious, can somebody get a deal done?
I saw 2 different articles the past couple of days. One saying that the Niners want to keep him, and then the very next day I saw that there's a deal on the table.
It sounds like there's been a deal on the table. I know Matt in our chat today was talking about this. It sounds like now he's back with, man, was he just trying to get San Francisco to really pony up a ton of money? It might have been. Yeah. I mean, it seemed like they wanted to. Everything I heard was they wanted draft picks and then they wanted Pickens. And I'm like, well, as a Steeler fan, that makes no sense, because then you're back in the same situation. You have one wide receiver, and then that's it. You need Pickens and him on the same team. Mm-hmm. Then it was Pat Fryermuth or whatever tight end, and I'm like, well, okay. I mean, I think he's okay. I didn't like when we drafted him. I think we needed O-line back then. I've said that now for years with the Steelers. And then I heard Austin, then I heard this guy, and it sounded like the Steelers didn't want to. So yeah, it's the same. It's like one way or another, I just want it done. If he comes, great. If he doesn't, and some people are saying we don't even want him because it's drama. This is so much drama. Do we want this guy on our team? And it is. Let's move on. But the major concern with the Steelers is the wide receivers. Do they have enough? I mean, Van Jefferson, I think, had 1 year. Now, you're going to have some guys cut. Juju Schuster's one, but I'll tell you, some people and say, oh, we got to bring him back. I don't know if we need to bring him back. I mean, they draining his knee supposedly before every game. I mean, and the sad thing is the guy's only 27 years old, but if he's draining his knee consistently, what can he give you? And I mean, if he can't make New England, we want.
Honestly, if I'm a Steeler fan and they bring back Juju Smith-Schuster, I'm throwing in the towel. That is a pointless move. Yeah. That is just bringing back somebody that you're familiar with in air quotes.
Yeah,
that is an awful move. That's something a Yinzer would say only because they know him by name. Yeah. When you can go out and get find a 6th rounder rookie that's going to get cut from some teams that's stacked. I'd rather have him than Juju. That's if I hear Juju's name in the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette or anything, I'm done.
Well, a former Steeler signed with your guys' team, little Martavius Bryant, the old Steeler that's been playing all over the place, Arena League, Canadian. Hey, that guy had so much talent. That guy was so fast, man. Oh, my goodness. And just pissed it away. Just could not stay off the weed. But
he's so far down the depth chart, he doesn't even register.
No.
He
won't make the team.
Yeah, they just need some bodies. Why not going out for like a 6th round that somebody cuts? Why pick him up? He hasn't been in the league. I mean,
I don't know either.
That's a head scratcher.
I
don't understand that.
Yeah, and I heard with the Skins with McCaffrey, they said he's kind of because that was a 3rd round pick, I believe, for the Skins, and I've heard down here he's a little bit. I've grabbed him in some fantasy because I heard he was taking some carries at running back and wide receiver, so I thought that. But yeah, we'll have to see. I think the biggest thing with my opinion, and I do want to touch on this DC Miami game, and then I do want to hit on the Rams because just something I heard funny. Are you guys concerned being a Commanders fan or Redskins or whatever they're called with the offensive line? Because that offensive line, I think, is a little scary. I don't know if they're going to keep him up all year.
Yeah. I mean, we got some new pieces in there, so we'll see how they gel together, but I'm still worried about it.
Matty,
I think the interior is really good. Allegretti, Biotish, and Samuel Cosme. Cosme is actually a potential Pro Bowler probably every year. It's the tackles, and that's worrisome when you have guys just bearing down on your rookie quarterback coming from the outside. I think, though, like since we are a gambling show, I think a prop to look at early in the year is I think Daniels is going to have to scramble until they get used to what they're doing. And if guys are pressuring him off the edge and if the guys in the middle are actually tight and working well, he might be able to scramble up through the middle and get some nice yards. So I'm going to look at his rushing props early in the season.
All right.
It looks like we're going to run a lot of 2 tight end sets, though, so that'll help.
Yeah. Well, Zach Ertz isn't exactly a primo blocker, so.
Yeah.
I like it. All right. So let's talk about the game. We got DC, Miami. You got DC. Daniels, Mariota was only 1 for 1. Hartman, 8 for 13. I know Jess is, again, her show, not on this week, but she's high on him. 8 for 13, 83 yards. Jeff Driscoll, man, that's a name. He's been around. 7 out of 15, 87 yards. Miami. Very disappointed, man. Skylar Thompson, 8 of 19 last week, 95 yards, 1 touchdown. White was 4 of 14, 26 yards. I mean, come on now. Let's go get some offense going here. That's one I'm eyeing up. For the weekend here, too. So keep an eye on that.
You want a quick lock?
Yeah.
Take Miami to beat Washington this week. All right.
There you go.
Hartman's out. I think Driscoll might not play, and there's no way if 2 other quarterbacks are already hurt Daniels may see one series at best, and in fact, I wouldn't even probably put him out there. I'd let whoever's fourth string for them basically say, "You got the game. This is your chance to make the roster because maybe the guy in third place isn't cutting it." They're looking rough. I think Tua is going to have to get a series in or two to gel with these guys. They got a lot of new pieces down there. They lost a lot of O linemen. Mike White, good pro, good backup. And Skylar Thompson's he played in a playoff game where he did okay. So
Yeah.
I think those two are going to go and probably just see it. It's a battle for those two to see who's going to be actually the backup. So I love the Dolphins against the Skins.
All right. I like it. I was leaning towards Miami myself. All right. I got to throw this out real quick. So the Rams played the Chargers. That was an easy one. That's this weekend. Chargers game. I know I teased it and did the under. They didn't. That was horrible. This one, Chargers right now are favorite. But the quarterback played. Bennett played the entire game. Stetson Bennett. Georgia, great. Stetson Bennett, 24 out of 38. 1 touchdown, but 4 picks. But he did throw the touchdown at the very end to win the game. Man, Chargers, they had some Easton Stick, 5 of 12. Duggan, is that the guy, Max Duggan? Is that the guy?
Yeah.
Is that Hacksaw Jim Duggan's kid? Or I don't know. I'm just joking. Duggan out of TCU, 4 of 7, 41. And then Luis Perez was, what this quarterback, this game. And then this is what I heard on the radio coming in. And I told Justin off air. This is funny. They said McVay really doesn't like to play any starters in preseason. So you're not going to see that. And they're starting, and Stafford now, I think, left with hamstring issues and everything. Yeah. And so, and then, their Chargers, Herbert's in a boot still. So I know a lot of people were concerned if they had their over win total, get him back quick. But they said that McVay is not even coaching. He gave it to an assistant, and he's going to go up half the game and do TV. I love it. That's great. He's going to do TV. He's already getting ready for his next future, what he's going to do, and that's in TV. So,
yeah, it's interesting. McVay, I like that he lets his assistant coaches get in some work. That's game action. Yeah, that's good.
I do too.
But yeah, Stafford pulled a hammy in a joint practice.
Shocker.
Maybe with Dallas.
Shocker.
I'm not sure. Jimmy G is on the juice, so I don't know if he's allowed to play in preseason, but he's suspended for 2 or 3 games. Bennett, and I just looked up their 4th string QB, Dresser Wynn. Never heard of him in my life. From UT Martin, he's 25 already. You could have gave me 1,000 guesses. You could have even done it Wheel of Fortune style, and I wouldn't have guessed this guy. So I don't know how the Rams are going to win this, but I'd look the other way. That's just, if they're not playing anybody, you think Harbaugh wants to instill some winning, I would lay the 2 with the Chargers.
All right. Just real quick, I saw this too before we move. I'm going to do a quick read here, and then we're going to go baseball and then some call. No, we'll do because there's one game tonight. We'll do baseball, then we'll come back to college football. But supposedly there's a movie coming out about John Madden. Did you guys see this yet today?
No.
Did you see?
Yeah.
You did see this?
Yeah.
So Nicolas Cage. Well, Nicolas Cage might be playing John Madden here. What do you think of a good Is it as good? Okay, hey, listen, I'll stop it right there for a second. Okay, so Nicolas Cage might play him. You had that TV or that Netflix movie, I think of Sean Payne, and it was the guy of King of Queens.
Kevin James.
Kevin James. Yeah. Okay, so, who's better, James playing Payne or Nicolas Cage playing Madden? What do you got?
I think they probably should have flip-flopped them.
Yeah.
That's great.
I don't know. Kevin James isn't exactly svelte, and Peyton's, I don't know, he's short, stocky, I guess. But Nicolas Cage, if you say John Madden, I'm not thinking of Nicolas Cage of all people. I don't even know how they came up with that, but and I like Nick Cage, so good for him for potentially landing this role.
All right.
I feel like he's going to pack on some weight to get to that role.
He might have a fat suit.
Maybe Brendan Fraser? What he just did that one where you got put on a fat suit or put on a lot of weight for it.
The whale.
The whale. Yeah, there you go.
I did watch a little bit of that. Yeah, the whale. Yep.
Oh, we got a Patriots touchdown, Drake May.
How much time?
Oh, 2 minutes in the first half.
All right. First half, New England -1.
Need an Eagles comeback touchdown for me here, and I'll the over might be back in play.
Okay, Matt, relax. Let it go crazy in the second half. I want some knees. Let's slow down here. Kenny,
Come on, I need the points.
Kenny, well, in the second half, you can get as many points as you want. I'll be rooting for you. Let's take a knee. We don't need anybody pulling a hammy before halftime. Let's get out of here, guys. Let's go.
You get out there and you run that 2-minute drill, and you run it.
Let's go.
You run it like Mox from
10-3,
Varsity.
everybody. Don't listen to this guy. Hey, Mike, what's going on, man? Glad to have you in the chat. Happy Thursday to you. Ken, I'm right with you, man. I like the Rams in the NFC. I think they're going to be a good team. I did do one bet so far, a future in the NFL. I did take win total San Francisco under. I think 11.5 off the top of my head. I had the under in that. I think San Francisco, injuries, McCaffrey could get dinged a little bit. This Ayuk story. I mean, now if he signs back, they got a lot of weapons. Debo gets hurt a lot. Yeah. Seems like over the years, the last couple of years and stuff. And I like Debo, so. That Frank Caliendo. Why is he not playing Madden? Good point there, Ken. Guy sounds exactly like him. So, all right, I'm going to do a quick read here. Like Maddie said, this is a gambling show. We have exciting news here. We are thrilled to announce our partnership with BetStamp and Sign Up Expert, opening an incredible opportunity to you to join some of our favorite sportsbook to get the best odds, new user offers. Head over to the dedicated page at signexpert.com/wildstyle network to explore a selection of sports books. A lot of sports books. There it is. Look how many you can look at. And especially, and I'm going to just add something in now, especially tailored to your region for unique offerings. Now I'm going to put Smitty's plug in before I keep reading this. A lot of people, football's coming up. People love gambling on football. So let me tell you something. Jump on this offer. Sign up. Check out all the great different sites. Different sites will have better odds than others, so check it out. I'm going to keep reading now. If you're ready to take your sports betting to the next level and show some love for notebook wagering, again, I'm going to read that one more time. Especially, you're going to show some love for notebook wagering and the Wild Style Network with all the great shows that we do here at Wild Style. We highly recommend signing up for your next sports book through our Sign Up Expert link. You can easily find it in the description of this video. And remember, when you sign up for Sportsbook or DFS using our link, you are supporting us and helping us be able to continue bringing you great content and, more importantly, great picks. Thank you so much. That's what we do here. We're picking winners.
And they can scan the QR code on screen right now.
Okay, get your phones out and do that right now. Scan that, man. If you want to help us out, keep us on here. Again, look at this merchandise. Beautiful. Look how good I look tonight. Fantastic. It's popping on the screen right now. Sign up with that. Get some numbers. Let's win some bets. We love betting football. We're going to have a great fall. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to get a winner. Sorry, if you follow my social media, maybe I got it. Then this game's going to go crazy. In the second half, Maddie's going to get a winner. So we're going to get you winners here. Let's go. All right, Major League Baseball. I'm on nothing tonight. I was a little pissed off from last night. Giants, great job. Robbie Ray gave up 5 in the first. Great job for me. My best bet of the night. 2 and 4 last night. Been doing really well, though. But man, oh man, Robbie Ray, crazy. But there's one game tonight, but we're already, I think, past that. If you want to jump in. Twins, Texas. I wasn't on it. Twins are favored in that. They were -120, 8.5. I really didn't have a read on this. I'll be very honest. I have been just slammed today, guys. I did not really look at Major League Baseball. So, Maddie, let's go if you have anything. And then what I want to do is myself and Justin last week, we went through the AL, and we picked who we think is going to hold on and win the divisions. I want to do that one more time with the NL. So anything tonight with you, Maddie?
I did. I had a Kyle Schwarber home run tonight. He has not had a home run yet. Does have 2 hits, or sorry, 1 hit. But no home run. That was it. I looked at that late game. I probably would have rolled with the Twins, but I stayed off it. Just too hectic trying to get in something before we got on air here.
Okay, so let's go NL. And this isn't as exciting as the AL that me and Justin did last week. But Justin, we'll go through each one. If you're in the chat, I know Ken. We'll talk Pirates or being back being the Pirates. Man, so disappointing. It was a fun summer for a while, Ken. But what can you do, man? What a train wreck. But let's talk to teams that are going to be playing in October and not the Pirates right now. All right, Phillies. They are up by 6.5 and over the Braves and 8.5 on the Mets. Justin, who's winning that division?
The Phillies. I mean, they're playing really good baseball right now.
All right. They're going to keep holding on, he thinks. Yeah, Braves, I think, too much. I'll go next. Phillies are going to hold on to that, and they're going to win that division. And I know what this guy's going to say, but Matty, put it out there on air.
Yeah, Phillies, but I don't think they're playing very well. And in fact, I text with my cousins all the time. I said they need a closed doors meeting, players only. And lo and behold, they did it 2 days ago. Back-to-back wins. Let's get back on track, get a little focus. Somebody needs to be the leader in that clubhouse. I wish I could figure out who it is. My guess is it's Real Muto or Wheeler. I don't think Harper has the stones to do it. I don't think he's like an alpha. So somebody else needs to get him in line. And they have the talent. So I think they'll hold off Atlanta. But Atlanta's got some interesting prospects they could call up here to make a push, but I think the Phils will hold on.
All right. Ken says in the chat, Phillies too. All right. NL Central. The Milwaukee Brewers, 69-52. They are up by 9 games on the Reds and the Cardinals. I think this one's pretty easy. Reds are playing pretty well right now, 7-3 last 10, but so are the Brewers. So, Matty, we'll start with you. Who's winning that division?
Yeah, I'm disappointed. I bet the Reds in, I believe, maybe the end of May or June to win that division when they were down by like 6 games. And then I think they just got crushed in July. They just played piss poor baseball. Now they're playing like they should, 7-3 the last 10. There's no chance they catch Milwaukee, though. 9 games, too much. The Brewers are as good as anybody in the NL. They played well against the Dodgers, held their own there. Brewers should steal this pretty easy.
All right.
Yeah, I agree. I got the Brewers winning it.
All right. Let's go to the last one, probably the most exciting one here in the NL. You got the Dodgers. Dodgers are up 2 games on, Arizona. Arizona made the World Series last year. They've really come on. They're 69-53. And you also got the Padres that went all in on the trade, the trade deadline. They really pushed, really went for it. And they're 69-53. They're 2 games out. This one's wild, guys, because I'll be honest. The Dodgers, I know they went and got Flaherty, but I just don't know if their pitching's going to hold up. I think one of these teams, the only thing, Arizona's pitching scares me a little bit. Arizona can really hit. All 3 of those teams can really hit. This one's tough. I'm going to try to do a little different. I'm going to say one of these teams is going to catch the Dodgers and win this. I like the Padres. I'm going to say the Padres are going to come back and win this division. Matty, what do you got?
I said it about a month and a half ago. We talked about somebody who could come back from the pack and be a dark horse for October. And I said the D-backs. And I don't think their pitching is as bad as it shows. That division can simply rake. Like the Dodgers are just going to hit the ball. They just got Eduardo Rodriguez back. That is a fantastic 3-starter. Zach Allen, Merrill Kelly, Eduardo Rodriguez. I know those aren't household names, especially because they play out west. But that's a good enough 3-person rotation to compete. And they're actually killing the ball right now. And just think, if Corbin Carroll, who was, a runaway rookie of the year, if he gets hot, I think he's only hitting 220 still. But that's up 30 points from probably a month ago. If he can get his average up to 250, 260 by the end of the year, that team's going to be hard to beat. I think they can topple the Dodgers. I still am going to roll with the Dodgers, though, to win that division, but it's going to be tough.
All right. There you go. I'm sorry. Sorry, I missed you.
No problem. I like the Dodgers to win it, but I don't know. Arizona is, they're catching fire. They're 9-1 in their last 10, but so is the Padres. I'm going to go with the Diamondbacks. I think they're going to pass them up. I think it's going to be close, though.
Okay, all three of us then are in somebody that's going to catch the Dodgers here.
Yeah, I went boring. I went boring with chalk.
That's all right. And just the one thing I just want to say, too, the Yankees are back over Baltimore. Man, that Baltimore team, guys, I know I'm switching here to AL. Is this, and then we'll go to college football. Is this going to be another year that this team just misses out? And they just did not go all in and get, I mean, they brought that guy from Miami, Rogers, and I mean, that guy's bunk, man. He's horrible. And that's one of the guys they put in that rotation. I just played against, I think it was the Nats the other night. I did team run total over the Nats. They got in like 3 innings against that guy. That guy's garbage, man. He's not any good. He had one good year, and I know he's still young, and maybe he'll come back. But, man, is this, Matty, just going to be another year that we're going to say, because we said it last year on the show, too, they did not do enough.
I agree. They did not make the splash play to go get that third, fourth starter. I mean, that Rodgers just isn't it. I'm trying to see, while you guys continue to talk, I'm going to check, because I know they have a great pipeline of prospects. I want to see if there's a kid coming up that they could actually bring up, somebody who's killing it. Because I know they brought Jackson Holiday back up. Kobe Mayo, they demoted. But I don't see a pitcher that's going to be like, this is really going to help us. So, yeah, I don't think they have it. I think they're going to miss out again. I think they'll get to the playoffs and maybe win a series, but no World Series.
All right, Ken just said, good luck to the PA team in the Little League World Series, which started yesterday. Yeah, I watched a little bit. So go where I did see there was a PA team. Where is that PA team out of? Does anybody know? What part of the state?
I will look.
Okay. So, yeah, good. I watched a little bit. It was Canada, Chinese, I think Taipei. Taipei kind of opened it up. I know.
Council Rock. So it's outside of Philly.
Outside of Philly.
Yep.
Well, wrong part of the state, but good luck, boys.
Yeah, good luck, kids. Doesn't matter where you're from.
Good luck. Oh, well. Good luck. And again, you never know. Some sites you can start gambling on that too if you really want to bet on 11 and 12-year-old kids winning a Little League World Series game. So good luck, though, for all those teams, especially the PA team. Good luck with that. All right, let's go college football here and the show here. We're going to do a little ACC. We're going to do the same thing. Any teams that we think can win, anything that, just anything. I put down a team I'm eyeing for win total, maybe a team that's going to be kind of bad in that conference too. So, Maddie, I'll start with you. Who's the team? And I think I know where you're going to go because I think you've said it on some shows here. Who is your team that's going to win the ACC? It more or less comes down, I think, this. And if anyone's different, you're looking at maybe Florida State, Clemson, Miami. And I'll tell you, a lot of shows I've been listening to, SMU is in this conference now. And SMU is getting brought up a lot. So, just to get that out, because people are going to go, what are you talking about SMU and the ACC? Again, go get a football magazine or research this a little bit. And some of these teams and some of these conferences now, you're like, what? Matty, who do you got?
So, you stole my thunder there. SMU's the sleeper team here. I don't think they're going to win the conference, but I think they're going to cause some problems and catch some people off guard. I think they're the true sleeper. They can maybe go 9-3. I think it's Clemson rebound year. I think Cade Klubnik will grow a little bit. Dabo's too good of a coach. They have the talent. They keep their guys there, so they keep the camaraderie. I am not sold on Miami and Mario Cristobal. I'm sorry. That guy to me is just not a top-notch coach. I'm not worried about them. They just don't beat their rivals anymore either. So I'm down on them. I don't think Florida State can do what they did last year. I think they'll be in the mix, but my pick's going to be Clemson this year to win the ACC.
All right. I was just doing just threw the phone over, just breaking on social media. Chris Evans, running back from the Bengals, suffered a torn tendon today during practice. He will miss the entire regular season. So just
he was a third stringer, so
okay, just a little depth, just a little name going through there. Just
they're not deep there, so that's
no, they're not. Joe Mixon with the Texans now. So, yeah, they are not deep. So, all right. So, I agree with Matt. SMU is the sleeper. I kind of agree with that. My team that I am going to go to win, and here's just some new teams in this. SMU, Cal, Stanford. It's just these teams, like you read this and you're like, oh, my goodness, they're in this. Okay, so my team is, I like Miami. I really like Miami. I don't like the coach. That scares me. Schedule is tough. Well, it's not that tough. Florida State, I know Ken put in, he said, I lost it. I think he said, yeah, real tough schedule there for Florida State coming up in this. They do open in the Swamp against Florida. Now, I know Q's high on the Gators. He always is. I know he's already on the money line. I went different. I have a money line play with Miami in that game against them. I think Florida, especially with that schedule, if they can get 5 wins or 6, that's a miracle, I think. My site has over 4.5. But I do like Miami. Why do I like Miami a little bit? I like the quarterback. Cam Ward, very good quarterback. Played really well, was at Washington State. Put up big numbers. I like the running back too, Martinez, the kid out of Oregon State's there. They brought in a lot of people, okay? A lot of people here with the NIL money and transfers and everything like that. You got that team. Miami's bringing that. Clemson is a team that he just does not believe in bringing in people from transfer and all that stuff. So 2 different systems there, styles, but I like Miami. I think they returned 16 starters. I like this. I like the quarterback. I like the running back. But here's the thing with Miami. They lose that first game in the Swamp, and that's not an easy place to go to. They lose that game. Man, could this go downhill fast? It could. I might look really stupid with this, but I think Miami, I like them. Justin, ACC, a sleeper maybe, or anything, or a team that's going to win it, you think?
I think Clemson's going to win it.
I got outvoted. Clemson.
Yeah, I don't know. I like Florida State, but I think they lost their quarterback this past year. He went in the draft. I think they have 4 freshmen. So I still think they're a pretty good football team, but we'll see how they turn out.
So VSiN came out with a great guide on this. Win total for Clemson's 9.5. I don't know who wrote the article for VSiN with the Clemson, the ACC preview, but they like the under with that. And again, 9.5 to go 10-2. That's tough. That's not a easy thing. The one thing with Miami too, I just want to point out, they do get Florida State at home. They do not play Clemson. And then again, I circled that Florida game, that first game of the year, because you just don't know what your team, your team might look fantastic, or if they get boat race against Florida, could it go downhill? It could. So we'll see. All right, guys. ACC, Bill O'Brien back at BC. Little Bill O'Brien sighting at BC. So Mike says, come on, Clemson. Ken says, okay, let's go here. As long as Miami doesn't have to take a knee to win a game, they should be okay. Yeah, hey, Ken, he's a head scratcher, my friend. He makes some decisions that you're like, what is going on here? And we will have to see with that. I do want to bring this team up before we get out of here. Texas, University of Texas. They moved into the SEC this year. Both their their main starting running back hurt his leg. Another kid that was going to step into that position just blew his leg out. Anyone else missed the Olympics? We're going to talk, before we get out of here, we're going to bring the Olympics up here. Chicken Squad, thank you for being here. We'll bring something up. No, I'm not missing the Olympics at all, except maybe gambling with some stuff. But Texas, now they're down to, I think, a kid named, I think his last name's Blue. You got, I think it's Wisner that's going to get, they do have a kid named Gibson that was one of the top running backs coming into this year. So he's also there. I'm not saying, but man, that's depth. So their win total, guys, is 10.5. And I know a lot of people were on it, and they got a really good number, like -110, -115, some people I've talked to. On my side, it's up to -180 now. Maddie, with all that information, are you nervous with Texas getting over the 10.5?
Yes. And I saw a list of the coaches, like top coaches in college. And I'm sorry, but Steve Sarkisian to me is not a top coach in college. He doesn't do it for me. Another guy who doesn't seem to get the most out of his talent. And the move to the SEC is going to be a rude awakening. It's not going to be the run and fun gun of the Big 12 anymore. It is going to be beat up. You better have great depth, which they're already testing now with the running back being out. Now, that blue kid is the I will say that. He's really good. But if you look at their schedule, so Colorado State, Michigan, TSA, Monroe, Mississippi State is no cakewalk. Oklahoma, you still got the Red River rivalry there. Georgia, yeah, I think they're going to stumble somewhere. So I think they're going to lose 3.
Did you say they come to? Did you bring up? I'm sorry, I was writing down some notes. Did you say about Michigan week 2?
No, I did not.
Mike, come. I mean, guy, listen.
I'm a realist.
Justin jumped on board with us. I mean, we walked into somebody we really like, can talk sports. He's a Michigan guy, likes Michigan, and now you're bashing the Wolverines. God.
I'm not bashing them. I won't bash them. I just think there's too much turnover, too much.
Yeah, I kind of agree with
turmoil. I mean, you lose Harbaugh, you go to the new guy, you lose your. I mean, they lost a ton of your starting quarterback. You're not even sure who your starter is at quarterback. So week one for Michigan is going to be telling. How do they look? Who do they start, etc. Because right after that, I mean, you're going to the big boys. So week 1 is a huge.
Fresno State. I haven't really broken down that conference yet, but Fresno State usually has a pretty good program.
Yeah,
This is not like Bowling Green or somebody like that coming in. So, Justin,
I think Texas loses 3 games though to go back to them. So. Okay. I'm not sure where the stumbling point is, but there's too many big names on there and their quarterback. I know they want Ewers, but are we still going to hear the Eli or the Arch Manning chants? So I don't know. They're kind of an odd team to me.
And I'll tell you you listen to a lot of these shows, a lot of people aren't on him. They're just not, they don't think he's that great of a quarterback. So
yeah, I wouldn't argue.
So Scotty, can I get a shout out for my birthday? Absolutely, Scotty. Happy birthday, man. Mine was just Tuesday. I just celebrated a birthday on Tuesday. But Scotty, happy birthday. What a great birthday gift this is that you're in the chat and you're listening to this show. But happy birthday. I hope you have a great rest of your day. So, Justin, Texas, 10.5. Can they get to 11 wins?
I don't think so. I think losing a couple running backs is going to hurt. I think it's going to be a depth issue. I do like their quarterback, Ewers, or however you say his name.
Okay, so you like him. A lot of people don't like him.
I mean, he's okay. But yeah, I haven't heard much about Arch Manning, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I haven't heard his name a lot either coming into the season right now.
Yeah.
So Ken says, remember this, Michigan wasn't going to beat Alabama or Ohio State and had no chance against Washington, and what happened? Don't underestimate the big blue. Many starters on that defense should be pretty good. Mm-hmm. No doubt.
Yeah. Great D tackles.
Yeah, defensive coordinator is going to come, man. They're going to blitz. They're going to come after people. But I think Matt made a good point. I mean, the turnover's crazy. Who's going to quarterback? Could Michigan surprise? They could. I mean, could they be? And here's another thing, too, on some of these shows. His Texas coach, I think he's going through a divorce or they're having issues. So now you add that also into the mix here. And a lot of other shows, too, said they're not very happy. Like, they're not blown away by their wide receivers. And I think Matt made a good point, too. Has this guy, he's kind of underachieved at times. I know they got in the Final Four last year, but we'll have to see. All right, I would do the 10.5. And I know that's on my book. I mean, that's why, again, sign up at Stamp, look around, try to find the best odds. That's what you have to do. I know some people said, hey, if you feel like it's a sure thing, don't worry about the juice. Go for it. I don't think they get 10. I don't think they get 11 wins. I think that's crazy. I think there's no way they're going to do that. So, all right, real quick, brought up the Olympics. Justin, you missed in the Olympics at all?
I watch basketball. That's about all I watched.
Okay, I didn't watch. The girls had some stuff on. I had it on. Maddie, are you missing the Olympics?
No, 2 weeks, whatever it is, 2.5 weeks, perfect timing. I will say one thing about the Olympics. I was disappointed in the United States men as a whole, not basketball, just the guys in general. I thought the women carried us this Olympics, and they did a great job. So kudos to us. Top of the medal chart. Somehow they got a tiebreaker on the golds with China. I'm not even sure how that works, but I guess there's some bets, and somebody deciphered that the U.S. maybe because they had more medals overall. I don't know, but congrats. I enjoyed it. A little disappointed in some of the stuff that went on, but I still like it.
Yeah, I know that girl. I know my wife was fired up. That one girl got the medal stripped away, and it was something. She had the bronze, and then we protested. Our coaches protested and said her routine. John's going to jump on. Go for it, John. What do you got on this?
No, I was just going to chime in. It was over like a 7 or 4 second delay, and when they challenged it.
Yeah, so they were upset because they said her routine was different, or the routine was harder and it should have been scored better. But supposedly, yes, you have a 60-second that you have to protest, and it was coming out that it was a 60. They came in 64 seconds, which I think now people are saying that's a lie and everything like that. So I mean, that girl, I heard she still had the bronze medal.
Here's
Yeah, she still had it.
easiest
She has to turn
solution.
it back in, and they're going to do some
But I
other
heard on the show
ceremony.
they
Or
said, are they going to really hunt her down?
I guess
She
so.
just get over here and have the medal, and that other girl, I don't know. I mean, it's like to say craziness. So, and my sister just told me too. She said Phelps came out, Carl Lewis came out and said, "Man, these countries are catching up to us quick in a lot of this," and they are. So, Ken says girls track team won 65% of the medals.
Yeah, they killed it. The girls held court this year. Like the men's swimming, which we usually dominate, I guess we're spoiled because of Phelps. Really disappointing. So thank God we got the big ones, like both basketballs did well, and the women's soccer, etc. But these other countries, they're coming for us. They don't like it anymore that we dominate, and it showed a little bit.
Yeah, the women's team, if I wrote this down correct, well, they won by 1.
Yeah.
And they played, I think, France too.
Yeah.
France?
Yep.
Okay, France. I think they said they've won like 62 in a row, and they haven't lost since like 1992.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, so I was right on that. Okay, so I want to ask you guys this. So I did watch. I had France and the guys in the finals. I forget, it was like plus 14, 15, something like that. USA did win, but man, I don't know if you guys want. Man, Curry went crazy. I mean, Curry. I was watching before. I thought Curry was playing horrible, turning the ball over, really doing things I didn't think. And then all of a sudden, he just went crazy and hit some big shots there. But here's my question. They gave the MVP, and this is Curry's numbers. I think he had 36 in the finals. He was 9 of 14, I think, from 3 against Serbia when they were down big. Or maybe I have him flipped here, and I apologize if I do. But then he had 8 of 13 for 24 points. So he had 24 points, 36 points in the semis and the finals. But they still gave the MVP to LeBron James. Matt?
Don't get me started.
Don't get you started.
That's awful. It is. I mean, LeBron actually played great. Don't get me wrong. Played great. And for his age, he was basically the de facto go-to guy, captain. But you have to give the MVP to Curry. You have to. It's kind of foolish.
Justin, what do you think about that?
I would say LeBron finally played a little bit of defense. So I think that's why they kind of lean towards him. He was making the right passes. He was carrying the team even though he didn't have a ton of points. But yeah, Curry is what made them win that final game. They almost lost it. But
Oh, I thought they were in major trouble. I mean, that one time he had like 2 guys on him and he just like threw it up and it's like just all net, and it's like, oh my goodness, this guy can't miss right now. So it was unbelievable. So a couple of things real quick before we get out. I just saw on social media too, Ryan Sandberg just announced he is cancer free. So great job, Ryan Sandberg, that great former second baseman for the Cubs. And ESPN, little going crazy today with firing some people. RG3 down in this area down where we live. A lot of people still like him, but I guess ESPN does not. And sad day. He just posted some pictures today. His kid's going to school for the first day, and then you get fired. So that was not probably the best day in his household. And then Sam Ponder also got fired today from ESPN. So just a little bit of info if you did not see that. So, all right, boys. Hey, real quick, I did not look. What happened in that New England Philly game?
It's 10-0, third quarter. New England has the ball.
10-0 or 10-3?
10-3, I'm sorry.
Okay. So that was a winner. I like it. All right, now let's go crazy. Let's get this guy some points in the second half. Let's go crazy. Let's get some points, and we can all be winners. But, hey, check our social media out. Real quick, our TikTok people on TikTok watching us, thank you very much. Thanks for being here. We really, really appreciate you being here. Check us out a lot. Again, merchandise, BetStamp. John, what's going on, man? I've been very distracted. We got a lot of people moving around down here, getting this great facility ready to go this weekend. What's happening this weekend here at the Salisbury Center?
So we have our third annual Local Palooza. Black Flag is headlining. Age of Ruin. We got a ton of bands, 2 stages. It's going to be a great time. It's open to all ages, so bring your family. Doors open at 3 p.m. and it runs all evening.
There you go. If you like music, get down here. So,
and one more thing. Next Saturday, we have Cagezilla 80.
Ooh.
80th Cagezilla. You should definitely come out if you like MMA and combat sports. This is the DMV's best area for that. It is what you would expect in Vegas and so many other great states around here for just an incredible production. So you should come out, check out Cagezilla 80, cagezilla.com. You can buy your tickets or you can watch online as well.
Justin, you've been here for a lot of the Cagezillas.
Yeah, I actually work the events.
Yeah, what do you, I mean, John just kind of really plugged it. I think it's so great, and I'll put my 2 cents in. What's your overall opinion on the Cagezillas here at the Salisbury Center?
I like Cagezilla more than TCB, but
Same.
I'm an MMA guy. I enjoy both, though. There's a lot more people are coming out. I mean, we always get a packed-out crowd, so it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, if you're into that, I mean, you can get seats right down by the ring, man. I've been here many times to watch. It is fantastic. So, again, if you're into that and you're in this area, get here next Saturday for that.
If you want to see knockouts, you want to see submissions, Cagezilla is the place, the one to come to. Nothing wrong with TCB. TCB is great, but something about that cage fighting and being able to take somebody to the ground and, you know, you get this cold knockouts when you just don't see them coming. It's incredible.
Well,
all right.
The show gets better and better every time. You guys are always adding stuff to the production team,
sure.
And you guys do a hell of a job.
Nice shout out there. All right. I love it. There we go. Next week. So 2 straight weekends. You got something to do. You're bored? Salisbury Center's doing something for you. So, all right, boys. Great show. We'll be back next week. We're going to keep talking football. We're going to get closer and closer to week 0 in college football and then week 1 in the NFL. Maddie, what do we always say?
Hey, everybody, be safe and bang your bookies.
To the Notebook Wagering Podcast. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any episodes, and be sure to follow @Notebook Wagering. Until next time.